All right. Welcome to Way of the Wicked, episode 15. I gotta see if audio works. Oh shit! Yeah,
Is that a no?
yeah, that's terrible bad. That's complete static.
Oh god.
Yeah, not streaming this one.
All right.
Okay. Yep. So just doing it raw. Count on
Way
you.
Wes likes it.
Just like your mother likes it.
Sexual preference? Yes.
Oh my god.
All right. So, okay. Except for Doc. Oh, you mean because he has the squeaker box? Yeah, the Duck is always accepted.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right. So yeah, last session is, as you said, a whole bunch of shit happened. First, there was a bar fight because someone said a racist comment and another person wanted to punch a dwarf. The two people in the bar fight got told off. The party split up afterwards. Grave went to do his alchemist job for the day. Ragnar went to go tell a story to two random townspeople and a dwarf, which the dwarf cursed back at him for it. Corinne went to go regale a crowd of townspeople and the human side of Aldencross about the evils of dwarfery in their midst. And Wes infiltrated the tower and tentatively got the Lord Haviland to believe that there are some worshippers of Asmodeus among the dwarves. Everything sound right?
Sounds good to me.
I think you mixed up Drago and Ragnar. But that's fine.
I do that.
Yeah, Ragnar went with Corinne, with Abner.
Yes, Ragnar went with Corinne. Drago got punched.
Yes.
Cursed at by dwarf. All right, and Wes, you said you're still working on your sheet right now?
No, I'm all right.
Okay. Let's go to that then. You woke up, of course, in the... God damn it, they added shit to roll 20. Right. You woke up in the barracks after your long night of peaceful rest. Because not much went on for you after you openly lied to a bunch of people to get into this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Who is going to be your escort?
Shouldn't it be the hero guy?
The hero guy.
Yeah, I can't remember his name for the life of me. I unfortunately didn't write the name down.
Ederly.
Well, no, the captains are. They have duties in the.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So in the morning, you got sent this fella here. He says his name is Robert. He's your escort to the township. He is allegedly one of Captain Barning's men, and he was assigned to you. Let's see. Does he address you with any honors? Is you're a squire? Probably not. What do you say your squirely name was?
Timothy.
Are you going to take the role, Timothy, or
No. It was, it was like Timian or something, because it was
No. So the squire that we got the information from is Timian. Wes is Timothy.
Yeah, that was it.
You're the other Tim in the squad.
I feel personally attacked or something.
And the other Tim in the squad had a beanie.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. Why do you feel personally attacked? He's not playing a dark elf.
Oh, fuck off. We got Timmy, we got Timothy, we got Tim Pool, and then we have just poor old me as that fucking black elf. No, wait, dark elf. Night elf, whatever the fuck.
No, you're a black elf now.
All right. Robert addresses you. Squire Tim, are you ready to make the trek to Aldencross?
I am very eager to begin this investigation. The sooner we can root out the evil within the evil Asmodeus worshippers within the cabal of the dwarves, the better.
And Lord Haviland spoke to, I don't remember who's mistaken, Captain Mott, and apparently you will be able to use his chambers in the tower next time you come, but he does urge some caution for respect of where things are.
Oh, of course. And thank you very much. Hold on. My notepad just crashed. Wonderful.
Technical issues.
A problem that hasn't occurred since 1998. Notepad ceased to function.
And the
Well, unfortunately, the few things I wrote down didn't save. But what was the guy's name again?
Robert.
His name is Robert.
It's
What do you
the
mean,
name
what
of
kind of name is
the Bruce.
Robert?
It's the name of the Bruce.
Isn't it a biblical name? Good old Bob.
Little did you know, Bob has a twin sister named Vagine.
Yeah. So is he like looking at him? Is he dressed special in any way, or is he just dressed up like all the other guards and whatnot?
He is a standard issue guard. Let's see. Check his stat block. Let's see. Breastplate under tabard, usual soldier attire.
Gotcha.
And he has a steel shield slung on his back, a long sword at his hip. He also has a heavy crossbow slung on his back as well. He has a bunch of stuff.
Full kit.
Yep, and he's taking you to town, so to speak.
Ready.
All right, so let's move over to Aldencross. Of course, walking down the nice, let's say paved. Yeah, the main road's kind of cobbled to make it easier for hauling carts up the steep path to the keep. He takes you over to the Lord's Valiant's Inn. He says, Sir Tim, this is where the dwarves rest and reside. Would you like to begin your investigation here, or were you wanting to speak with one of the captains? I do believe who was it? That was the nighttime shift going.
I speak with one of the who now?
Captains.
He was. Yeah, he was going to say. Yeah, one of the captains is here in the inn early in the morning because, well, they work in shifts. Don't hold me to this because I cannot quite recall or find the place in the book right now, but believe it is Ederly, that's on the night, on the day shift, and it's
Is
the
that
other
the
one.
adulterer he's meeting with, or is it the cuck?
He met at he met Ederly at night. So Ederly is the night shift guy. Mott is Mott's the day shift captain. So I think Mott would be off duty currently, but he will be soon leaving. So Mott is the cuckold or the cock. Yes, I believe Mott would be taking a meal at the inn here. I do believe his wife has been tired of late to cook for him, unfortunately.
Okay. So there's a regular guard presence in this inn.
Across the whole town, sir, yes.
Okay. Are there any other inns or social gathering spots that I should know about? Any especially areas of town that the more socially dubious types gather?
Well, I don't know much about socially dubious, but the dwarves do have a small tavern of their own where they produce their own beers.
Dwarves have their own tavern.
Yes, I hear they gamble in the basement sometimes, but it's not against the law to play games of dice.
Is there a regular guard presence there too?
On the occasion, I have heard of men that went off duty to drink dwarven beers with their own coin.
Can you tell me Tell me the location of this dwarven bar.
Let's see if I can bring up the colony. It would the Dwarven Tavern would be. Oh God, that is then.
Say that again.
The Dwarven Tavern would be right here.
Okay.
Yes, they're very. When they say thin on the paintbrush tool, they mean really thin.
And what part of town is that?
I do believe that is the part of town that the dwarves have claimed as their own. It's an enclave of sorts. There are no rules about making sequestering the Aldencross into races, but it does happen that way. Cultures tend not to mix.
I furrow my brow and I go, that is not what the knightly order says. They say that all cultures are the same and beautiful, and I will not hear that type of discrimination in my presence.
He raises a quizzical eyebrow.
I'm kidding.
Sure, I am. No, come on. You can't do this to me.
No, you said it. You said it. It's canon. It's canon.
You said this in character, yeah. Sir, I am just a humble guardsman.
I couldn't. I'm sorry.
Oh God.
We are horrible people.
Oh yeah.
Am I right in my outline of the Dwarven Enclave on the map?
Yes, just about. Yeah.
Okay.
And let me correct this red X to make it decent.
I'm just imagining this as a map we have in one of our communal rooms with establishing location.
So I tell the guard, after thinking about this for a moment, and I go, Guard Robert, it seems that I know a little bit less about this town than I thought. If you could tell me a few things about the various neighborhoods, the names, the mannerisms of the various areas, it would assist in my investigation greatly.
Certainly, sir.
If you could give me a tour, I suppose, but please, a little on the subtle side.
Right away. Also, if you want to, side note, if you guys are dragging and dropping names, when you select and move them, you can hold Alt and have them not snap to grid, which is what they do when they're like this.
Okay. I'm just trying to get white in here as a text lettering.
I think it's one of the default options.
Racist. Why is it got to be
It's
white
not-
text?
let's
Oh my god.
No. Okay, let me do it myself.
all right. There we go. I don't have it as a default, so there we go. Or yeah. Boom.
Let me do it. There. It's
Yes,
centered.
Daddy. I'll let you do it.
This is the second time someone's fucking called me daddy on this server in the
What the fuck?
Oof.
Anyway,
Sorry, Wes.
yes,
You've been supplanted by the DM.
Oof.
all right. So
Oh, gosh.
Robert takes you around the town because you first questioned the Dwarven Enclave. He takes you first to the most northern point of Aldencross, the road out of it. Yeah. Okay. Yes, he takes you to the northern road and looks out at the tree line that's just outside of the grassy hills and the sparse buildings of the northern outreaches, whatever. The northern lands. Here's the clearing, sir. There's some hunting and logging communities out in the woods, but most of the townsfolk keep in town. Of course, that being the neighborhood. Around here, there's a couple of dwarves and some men that build their own housings. Along the river, we have the woodcutters and some kind of boat builders that they sail down river to park on or to moor on the docks and Terrix and near the chemist huts. That's what we call where we have the alchemists. I'll show you. I'll show you later. But here we have the dwarven enclave, I believe the word is. Many stereotypical works go down here. We got some imported smiths and architects. The rest, of course, are general workers. We have jewelers and general craftsmen. He leads Cranston down the road. And here we actually have a couple elves here. A tailor, I believe. This one is. Not much tailoring going down in these parts, but there are many uniforms that need mending.
Here, right?
Yes,
Okay.
an elven family is how he describes the people that live around here.
Do you know their names?
Oh, I believe they're the barristers. Yes, I heard there's some banking family from across the seas. Taylor? Is that how you spell Taylor?
You're sure they're not the Elvensteins? the Knifebergs?
Oh my god.
Moving on.
What are you talking about? This is a completely normal Elven accent.
And down here, sir, is the square of Alden proper, where most town meetings are held. You have some more generalized craftsmen. At the Aldenstein.
Throw the ring into the fire. Don't throw the ring into the fire. It's a schlep all the way to Mordor.
Oh my god.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Throw the ring into the fire? It's made out of gold. You just smelled
I
it.
didn't say I didn't say there were fucking bankers in this town. You take that back.
Okay, I'll get rid of the bankers.
Actually, that's Tim's job, but thank you.
Oh, we're going to hell for this. I like it.
Yes.
Elves don't believe in hell.
And of course, he brings you back to the inn. Yes, like here's the inn we I told you about earlier, where the dwarves and that work in the tower and several of our men go to drink and have merry. Damn it, take the rabbis out of me too.
Okay, that wasn't me. That wasn't me.
Can't have too many Jewish parallels.
Hmm.
Not that I did anything, but how do you delete text? How do you remove that? Okay, there we go.
You use
First,
you
and then
use the arrow tool. You just select it and then hit the delete key.
Not that I did anything, but you know.
uh-huh.
Oh, of course. Never. You would never do anything.
And of course, these are the last parts of Alden proper. We have just a few people living in their homes here. They commute to do the hunting and logging stuff. They help around town. Some people fish for the day. Some people go out foraging. Collecting herbs, I believe, is a most popular line of work for the chemists in this part of town. He of course leads you to a smaller dirt road out in this area, passing, of course, by a small Mithrin shrine. Probably move this over to an actual building. So if someone wants to be selected on this building, we can do that. All right. He passes by a Mithrin shrine. He He first stops, looks in the doorway, claps his hands together, occasionally back to what was it? Was this the beneficial? No, the beneficial sun is the other side of town. I think this is someone else remembers the basic nature. I think this is sovereign or whatever the equivalent is called. Clap his hands.
Yeah,
Does
I
a
think
silent
this
prayer.
was the main one, and this was the fire one.
I just know beneficial sun.
Yeah.
So after passing by, this is of course our local, one of our two local shrines. Our much better temple is within the keep. Of course, you gotta keep that well defended. To keep Mitra's faith, well, unmolested is how Father Donegan says. With foul news we've been talking about, we definitely don't want that place unsanctified. Moving on, he passes by some rather large homes in the area, and much of this part is like a sparse clearing. There's not even much grass that grows around. It seems like just lots of bare dirt leading up to the shoreline. Points to this lone hut, and then one closer to actually maybe this one. The ones closer to the dock. Those two are alchemists huts. I believe this one here is more of an herbalist, while the other one seems like studying fish, and then he stops speaking, and then he draws close to us with, I think he's a bit of a vivisectionist. I don't know what the word means, but of course I've heard some other men talking.
Yes.
I think it means he likes cutting up and looking at innards.
It's one of those Fromacadalites. Yes, I've heard of them. Yes.
And of course, we got strange Willikers there. He's a kind of fisherman, but for whatever reason, he doesn't provide fish to the town so much as looks for strange huntings to give to that vivisection whatnot. And for reference, Grave, I believe you're working at the herbalist hut.
Wait, so the herbalist hut is. So the herbalist hut is where I got the recipe for, I believe it was alchemist fire or gunpowder, one of the two.
Well, he mainly works with herbal remedies and stuff, but of course he knows. But of course he knows other chemical compositions. It's not like this is a mining town where you can work with. What is it, miter or gunpowder? Early gunpowder?
Well, I mean, if you want to be perfectly frank, just a bad cook could accidentally figure out what gunpowder is.
Yeah. Yes, but that is the more standard breed of alchemists in there that works with chemicals. So it's
fair.
All right, moving on. Robert explains, of course, it's not that we don't like him, it's just that around these huts, though they provide quite useful healing remedies, sometimes he gets a little experimental and things start going explodey. Like, we don't want the Aldencross burning down like we had particularly in the fire of 30 years back, I believe. Before, of course, that the orders started claiming all the Asmodean types and kicking them out.
course. In the end, that is the goal for any worshippers of Mitra. This fire that happened many years ago, tell me about it. What happened? What areas burned down?
I do believe it was an honest mistake at the time. Something about a whore and a jackass. I believe that was told as a kind of joke a few years back. I can't remember it off the top of my head.
No.
Something about bringing a flask of something to spice up the love life of a guard that was residing in town. He stares up in the sky a moment after saying that. Moving on. So that's much of Alden proper and the chemist huts. He takes Squire Tim back up before the Dalliance Inn and crosses the bridge with them. Here's what we call the Tower March. This is where most of the guards that they had the coin keep their family close by in town. I do believe some of the captains have a home in town as well, like Captain Mott.
Really? This area is secure, I take.
For the most part, yes. We have patrols that go into town and partake their duties.
Yes, but fortifications, drawbridges, guard towers, that type of thing. We can't.
He looks back to the stone bridge that the two of you just crossed. Fortunately, no. Most of the defenses are in the keep himself.
Okay. Tell me, this one thing that has been crossing my mind. Any hostility between the elves and the dwarves? That is a thing that tends to happen in certain situations. Have you noticed any hostility between those two?
I do believe, sir, you're saying something about all cultures meshing together under Mitra.
While that is true, unfortunately, some individuals still engage in cultural stereotypes, and I just want to make sure that type of thing is kept remains at a minimum and hopefully can be avoided in my investigation into the dwarven Asmodeus cult.
I do believe the elves here are an odd bunch. The barristers who don't seem to have much animosity or friction with the dwarves here. I wouldn't say they're on exactly friendly terms, but they don't leer at each other as they cross the street.
Well, that much is good. And one less thing I have to worry about in my investigation. Now, tell me, is there any other areas that I should know about before I begin my investigation proper?
I don't know anything about things you ought to know about. We got the shrine right up here. We, of course, is discussing with you at the intersection of streets here and points down the road. You can't see it clearly, but there's the building where the other shrine of Mitra is. We got a shrine down here that no doubt you crossed, coming up to the tower. And off the beaten path, we have the docks in the south section of town. This is where much of our trade with the main homestead comes. After all, we are north of the wall.
Yes.
So we have quite a few warehouses and the sailor types that reside there.
I raise a tentative eyebrow and I go, Can you take me there?
But of course, right this way, sir. And of course, he has to turn around and lead you back to the bridge. But instead of crossing it, there's like a slightly narrow pathway alongside the river that you can walk. It's a dirt road. The river is not exactly rapid since it's very close to its spill off point, and there's moving on.
You're fine.
Yeah, because I was just trying to think about how the mill and stuff works, and anyway, details.
Yeah,
autism.
Yes, very much so.
He points down here. There is a small traveler's respite right here. It's not much. It's no Dalliance Inn. I'll give it that. It's
that building right here, right there.
Yes,
Okay.
This is home of one of the more wealthier families of Aldencross. They rent out rooms to the sailors and merchants that come from north, but most merchants, unless they're unless of the poorer sort, do not stay long in that inn. After all, the Lord's Dalliance is a much better place. Rumors heard that it used to be back in the day it was a can I say it proper? A courtesan's house?
House of ill repute.
Yes, I do believe it was a house for whores.
So
back in the days before Mitra took most of the heart of our people gratefully.
And it was this house, just to clarify, right?
Well, he was talking about the Lord's Dalliance Inn being one of the places that's of ill repute.
Yeah, but the
story
the
repute.
bunkhouse. Yeah,
but what you're pointing out is the bunkhouse for the cheaps.
Are there any other places along the docks where sailors, other individuals who may be dealing in I don't want to say any illegal goods, but people who can. Is there any bars, any gambling houses, any places like that I may need to know about in the docks?
I do believe some of the more emptier warehouses have places where sailors shoot dice over a table while they wait for their ships to leave shore.
But nothing official.
No official places as of yet. No, I do believe most of the places on the docks are either storehouses, warehouses, or homesteads or homes.
Any reported crimes that have happened down at the docks recently? Assaults, confrontations, any area where that may be concentrated?
We have the occasional pickpocketing kid, but I don't remember much trouble. Sometimes drunken fights do occur. There was an incident a couple years back of someone falling into the water and almost not making it, but that's as much as I can recall. Banditry is what we deal with in the north of town, but that has been quiet of late thanks to Captain Farning.
I heard from some of the other guards that he has been doing a very good job clearing out the bandits. I must say, Robert, your town is very clean and nice and low on crime. I must commend you and your fellow guards on doing a very excellent job. Thank you very much for your assistance. Now I must do my part to make sure that this town stays clean and morally healthy.
All for the graces of Mitra. Good Tim.
All for the graces of Mitra. I will head now to the Lord Dalliance's inn. Thank you very much for your assistance, Robert.
He looked kind of confused by your word and says, "Yes, sir." And of
What,
course,
is there something I'm forgetting?
and of course, when you turn to walk away, he follows you along. I am your escort, sir.
Oh, I thought he was just guiding me to the place.
No. He is escorting you on the investigation. That was the deal struck with Lord Haviland.
My mistake. I forgot that. I apologize. No, so I go. Very well, Robert. Let's head to the Lord Dalliance's inn.
Yes, sir. Right this way. Inside the Dalliance's inn, Crom, Ragnar, Drago, and Abner should have been up from whatever they were doing last night. I know Ragnar and Drago probably shared a room and a warm night together, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh, this again.
Oh, it's canon. It is canon at this point.
Look, that's not an in-town thing. That's only a out in the wilderness thing.
I'm just doing my communist part and sharing everything with my barbarian friend here, okay?
Everything.
No. This is confirmed canon, but only in the wilderness, thanks to Drago.
Only in the wilderness.
Happens in the wilderness, stays in the wilderness, gents.
Hey, I gotta spread communism somehow.
You're spreading
It's not
something.
the only
I
thing you
don't think
spread.
that's communism you're spreading. Maybe get tested for some herpes.
Spreading communism all
three of
over
us
the
made-
back.
You damn joke.
Oh,
Anyway, dirty jokes aside, what are the cast of ne'er-do-wells doing inside the inn this fine morning?
I will be sitting down at a nice table, talking to probably Abner and the rest of the crew about how there was just, I can't believe in such a nice town how we were accosted by angry dwarves yesterday morning before work, or before I got to work, and be inquiring about their skills as I am working in the herbalist's hut on whether or not I can find some things that may be required for them to go.
Oh, and
fetch quest type thing, like, yes, this will also get us out of town for a while.
Oh, and of course you were rested the night prior, because I was asked before the stream about whether or not you can restore your spell points and whatnot. So do that now if you did use a limited use ability the day before.
Yeah, so it's I'll just be talking about how Drago and Ragnar came into the tavern after Abner was knocked over by a dwarf, shoved in the mud, and then another one proceeded to assault him, and then the rest of their party started beating on the fighter and the barbarian.
Quick question: Are you telling this to Abnar, Ragnar, and Drago, or are you telling this to some other people that are in the inn?
Oh no, I'm talking about it with Abner, Drago, and Ragnar, to where it will be like what the hell happened to you guys? Like yesterday, I get to like I haven't even ate breakfast yet. I come in here and there's dwarves. What the hell happened? Like, just why are the dwarves so angry and hurting the people I came into town with?
Oh gosh.
Just
because they're dwarves.
Yeah.
Slightly loud, but not like making a spectacle of it. So if Cranston wanted to look our direction and listen, he would be able to hear, but not loud enough to where he would be forced to.
I imagine that Ragnar and Drago and company would also silently be discussing how to do a hate crime against the dwarves.
Guys,
I have ideas.
Yeah,
and seeing the town guard come in with I'm not sure if we saw what Cranston changed himself into, because I don't.
Yes, I do believe.
Quite
I do believe Cranston made himself look like a quite Weasley, Brian Stelter look-like individual.
Yeah, well, whether or not I know that's what he looked like, I'll seeing him come in, I'll just kind of look at him intently, and then continue on in the conversation in a bit of a hushed tone, going, "Hey, town guards are here, so cool it on this other stuff. But the dwarves are fucked up." And then we can continue. I would like to play the subterfuge very well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're having that one-side conversation out loud. Dwarves, of course, looking at Crom specifically across the bar, giving him the stink eye. Robert, by Cranston / Tim's side, he says, I didn't know that he was with one of the troublemakers. He is looking, of course, at Drago and Ragnar, both holding hands underneath the table, apparently trying to send secret messages or something.
God damn it!
It's only in the field. It's only in the field.
Who was it that called? Who was it that called him a troublemaker?
This would be Guard Robert.
Okay.
So,
the guy that's following West around.
Yes, he said, "Oh yeah, I heard from the guards that those two tall gentlemen are responsible for a bar fight the morning prior. So I call it a bar fight. There is no booze served in the morning here because we're good Mitran individuals."
Of course. Yes, as the dwarf is yelling about his booze being stolen in guards.
Well, nobody's saying selling booze is not legal, but
it's
but of course
the dwarf yelling about booze, hitting random fucking strangers.
Random strangers that are saying outright racial things at them. Yeah.
Ragnar and Drago did not say anything. That was only Abner.
Wow.
In a preacherly manner as well.
I'm not going to get into this.
Fair.
Because there was a bar fight that was caused by you guys.
It was caused by an angry dwarf.
So he says,
"Don't make troubles." I come in the door, and what do I see? I see this drunken, angry dwarf, and he's assaulting the poor priest. So, as a good matron, I come to the defense of the priest, and you say, "I am the troublemaker." It's outrageous.
Fighting dwarves on sight, yeah. Troublemaker. Anyway, Robert says, I'd keep an eye on those two, well, all four of them, I suppose, now. Question, Abner, are you appearing as yourself currently? Because we do have those circlets. Grin.
Yeah, I guess I'll be normal for the moment.
I do believe that is one of the apparently matrons that had some disparaging words to say about dwarves the other day. I'd keep an eye out for him too for reasons of causing problems in the public.
Yeah. You say they were starting problems with dwarves, you say?
Well, I do believe I heard the fight with those tall men was in response to seeing a punch thrown on the eightful speaker, and they of course got rather surrounded by some dwarven engineers that we have working in the keep.
Dwarves attacked a priest. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that
Apparently,
is what
he was
happened.
saying rather distasteful things about one's heritage. There are faults on both sides.
I think this should be investigated immediately. Allow me to give me a few moments to speak to these individuals.
Yes, sir.
Well, first, let me get the story from the I pointed the bar and the bartender. I go, was the same bartender in attendance?
I believe there's only one bartender at the Lord Stallions, good sir.
I believe my investigation should start there. And I go over to the bartender.
He of course is doing his duties behind the counter. He's washing slightly foggy I don't know. It's wooden mugs. Yeah, he's hand washing wooden mugs with a rag. He turns up his eyes. Well, not everyone has prestidigitation now, do we?
The potency of the alcohol will ensure the sanitization of the mugs being used.
Exactly.
Oh boy. But anyway,
nothing like whiskey to clean ale flagon. Huh. Anyway, he looks up from his duties to see Robert and this unknown squire approaching him. What can I do for you two, sirs?
Yeah, I lean on the bar and I go, good sir, and I kind of look to my left and my right, and I kind of insinuate that he get a little closer. I kind of tilted my head, stuff like that.
He looks slightly confused of it, but he leans closer.
Apologies for the awkward introduction. My name is Squire Timothy, and I am here with the Arulian Knights. I'm here investigating some disturbing rumors concerning, and I kind of do another look left and right, and I go, Asmodeus worship.
For some reason, his first response is Timothy the family name, or
Say what?
but then he because he introduced his name as Squire Timothy.
Squire
Squire is the title.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Squire Drool. No. He's flatlining. Get the crash cart.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Duck.
Duck,
just had to
after the
crack us.
session, after this session, me and you, we got to get your audio sorted.
Yeah.
No. What should my last name be, guys? Let's start this out real.
Your last name should be Squire Timothy Mixed Race Korean.
No. Like the name should just be Squire. So you're going to be Squire.
I was born.
Squire Timothy Squire.
Squire Timothy.
Sir, my father was a squire.
It's a good matron name. Squire Timothy. Let's see. Squire Timothy Goodspeed.
Godspeed.
Good matron name.
He says Grimshaw. I kind of like that.
All right. Well, I mean, it's not exactly matron, but it's a good name, Timothy Grimshaw.
Yeah, I like that. Let's go with that. I say, okay, and I will say I'm Squire Timothy Grimshaw. Then, how about that?
Veritas BRB.
Grimshaw.
Yeah, that sounds like a good name.
Okay.
I mean, if you want the etymology of the name, it is relatively for Grimshaw. If you take Grim and Shaw and separate it, it is very matron.
Timothy Grimshaw. Got it. Yeah. And you said something about the Amodius, Asdius. What do you call him again?
Not know.
He's just a bartender.
Well, I thought, I'm sorry, but I thought that the average bartender would be aware of Satan.
Fair point.
This is a highly religious culture. You would think that someone with basically the Knights Templar symbol shining on his chest, walking up to an average bartender and going, "Hey, I think you have devil
That might be what he's
in your house."
That might be what he's leaning on. Like what? Who? I don't know who. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, sir,
names,
nothing here but us rabbits. You know.
Yeah. Don't give
nothing here but us barristers, the name of a lawyer in Britain that you gave the elves. Wonder where that came up.
What are you talking about? Us Elvensteins don't believe in hell.
He's not an elf. He's a human. Get it right. He says name's Barhold, Sir Squire, Bellum Barhold.
Name is Barhold.
Yes.
I mean, this is fitting for medieval society.
Yeah.
Okay.
Names of like Porter and I'm forgetting a lot of other ones now. Goldsmith,
But like porters were gatekeepers, and then they were the people who the name of people who would like take luggage and whatnot and put it on trains and make sure people weren't, crossing borders illegally.
Where do you think the fucking name brewer comes from?
Because they were brewers.
Yeah, I get that.
No, it's because they raised
stonemason.
horses.
All right, so is Barhold because he owns a bar and he holds it. So
Yes.
Mr. Barhold.
Yes. I don't really know much of anything about these Asmodeans. Nothing more than what I hear on sermons. I don't want much trouble. What do you think about? Why do you think they're Asmodeans in a bar?
Necessarily in your bar, but about. Now I need to know. I'm going to ask you some questions, and I need you to answer them honestly for me. Okay?
To go ahead.
Yeah. By the way, out of character, I did mention to this man that I am a squire of the Aurelian Knights, right?
Yes.
And
I
have
think to the common lay person, they don't have much of a. Well, let me see if he has a knowledge of nobility. Oh yeah, he does have a knowledge of nobility. Okay, yeah, I think he knows the Aurelian Knights. I'm just going to say that simple folk wouldn't necessarily know the name of knight orders, but I guess he does. You're one of those demon worshipping hunter sorts.
Yes, we are. It is our specific job to hunt down those who would do harm to worshippers of Mitra. And that is exactly what I'm doing right now, and I may need your help in the form of answering some questions for me, okay?
Yes, sir. Ask away.
All right. Now, what exactly happened with, and I point towards the group, the players, and I go, what exactly happened with them the other night? The other day?
He lets out a sigh. 'Twas a hectic morning, I do believe. Some stuff was, for some context, some stuff was apparently fallen down in my storeroom. I thought it would be a spectral being, so we called upon the priest that was nearby in town doing his tour of the two shrines that he does every morning, and he apparently had a fight with the spirit of sorts before banishing it. He comes back, and apparently there was a shady sort that sold our Barnabas Eisenbach, the lead engineer, some alcohol of some sort that was of illegal purpose. The priest did catch this, but of course he was pulled back to priestly duties every few minutes. It was a rather odd exchange. I do believe you will have to forgive my confusion because I don't understand what's going on much myself.
Perfectly fine. This priest, what was his name?
Yes, this was
Father Adderley or something.
no, it was Father Donegan. Yes, Father Donegan. Alphys, he's a good lad. I thought you would have met him by now, since he's the priest of the whole town. He works up in that keep yonder.
I glance at Sir Robert for confirmation.
He says that 'tis true. He sits on Lord Haviland's council. You missed out on the service that you held that night. It was quite beautiful.
I nod and I go, thank you. So, a dwarf by the name of Barnabas Isengard was possessing of illegal alcoholic libations, and the priest engaged with him for some reason. Is that what happened?
I do believe so, saying something about the illegal libations, or, well, I wouldn't say they're very illegal. They were just, he was offering words of caution, of course, and that's when the sailor disappeared, or the seller of such libations disappeared, and this priest that traveled from out of town started saying some unkind words to the dwarf. Was that how the events went?
So how the events went is Abner disguised as a smuggler type sold.
I know he gave the beer.
Sold them the beer. The dwarves left. Abner, as that guy, left.
Okay.
Dwarves came back. Then after that, Abner changed, removed disguise.
Okay, so,
was scuffled in mud, comes into tavern to yelling dwarves about booze.
Oh, yes. Barhold was rubbing his small brown goatee, thinking about the events of last night, or last morning. Oh, yes, it was Barnabas came in shouting a good lot, and this priest sort came in after him. Apparently, he was rather cross with the dwarf that morning. Barnabas threw a punch, and right in that moment, the two large gentlemen over there came in, and witnessing a priest being slighted by way of fist, they threw and failed to land a few punches themselves.
I raised my eyebrows and I go, so you mean to tell me that a dwarf attacked a priest of Mitra openly and brazenly?
Quite frankly, sir, he was a traveling priest. I'm not entirely certain if he's a Mitran priest of Donegan's flock. The priest did appear to be trying to start a fight himself.
Still, that is disturbing. And I kind of raise an eyebrow and look towards to Robert as I say that, and I go, "This Barnabas Eisenbark, is he an individual of any standing with the dwarves?"
It's Eisenbach, sir.
Yes,
I do believe. Is he going to be correcting you frequently? Anyway, well, he is the head engineer that we have working in the keep. So he does have decent social standing with the rest of the dwarves, being a renowned member of the community.
I broke up a little bit. What is Eisenbach's status?
He is the head engineer working on the defenses in the keep. So he does have great sort of status between the local community and the keep itself.
Eisenbach, the man who attacked
the engineer. Well, yes, he did punch that priest after unkind words were said of his heritage.
I kind of tilt my head and I go, is attacking priests of Mitra openly in broad daylight something that you allow in your establishment, Barhold?
Not regularly, no, but we also don't look kindly, of course, on disparaging other cultures of those who are proud worshippers of Mitra.
You don't. So you believe that worshipping of Mitra allows? You believe the surface worshipping of Mitra allows allows said individuals to openly attack those who have devoted their lives to the enforcement of the ways of Mitra. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you allow in your establishment?
It doesn't allow one to surpass the rule of law, to my knowledge, sir.
No, of course not. I'm just, and I kind of narrow my eyes and I go, I'm just making sure that we're on the same level. I think I have everything I need to know, Barhold. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
And I kind of walk off, and I do an aside to Robert, and I go, Robert, what do you know about this Barhold?
Oh boy, let's see.
I'm making you work today, Bert.
Yep, coming up with bullshit on the spot. Yeah, this is indeed the day for it.
Hey! You wanted me to do an investigation. I'm going to do an investigation.
you were the one who proposed that plan. If I do recall. Barhold and Barhold and his family have been here for quite some years. I do not recall a time in my memory of when he took hold of the inn. I do recall him being the owner of the inn for most of my life. He's a kind soul who goes to the shrine of the benevolent sun quite frequently.
Benevolent Sun, is that the one to the south or the east?
See,
Okay. I just want to label that.
I look at Robert and I go, so you're saying that they are of good standing worshippers of Mitra?
I do believe so, Squire.
I find it strange that he would be so passively talking about a priest, traveling or not, that was openly attacked in his establishment, and then then he proceeds to defend the attackers, especially considering the knowledge that we have concerning Asmodeus worship within the dwarves, and it was a high-standing member of the dwarven community that did that attack openly and brazenly of a priest. Don't you find that odd?
Well, to be fair, Grimshaw, was it? The priest was from out of town, so we have no idea of where the priest standing with Mitra is besides the holy garb.
You wouldn't. And I kind of cock my head and I go, you wouldn't insinuate that a priest that someone who has obviously devoted his life to the worship of Mitra would fall to something would be manipulative or would be so petty as to start a fight with a dwarf simply to do it. Would you?
I mean, good sir, a priest's robe is a priest's robe. Without seeing them wiggling their fingers, I haven't much of an indication that they're any kind of channeler of God.
Makes happy merchant noises, wiggling fingers.
I kind of lower my head and I go, perhaps where I am from it is a little different, but we give those who wear the cloth the benefit of the doubt until proven otherwise. But I will allow for certain cultural differences. Perhaps you are right. let us get the story of the other party, before we start making judgments. Please accept my apologies on my temporary indulgences of jumping to conclusions.
It is most fair. You are of the Alarian Order, and we're trained in devil hunting stratagems, I do believe.
I nod and I go, yes, Robert, but we also must train ourselves to not see demons where they are merely shadows. And I give him a brief smile, and I kind of point towards towards the other player characters.
Most wise poetry.
Is
Yes,
this pointing very open or not, or just gesture? Okay.
Don't you know it's rude to point in a good Mitran society?
I don't. I Disney point. I don't point with one or two fingers. I Disney point.
The
Use
fuck
the
is
whole
that
hand.
point?
Well, I mean, knife hands are threatening where I'm from, but the point being is, if I notice this,
hold on,
or would I roll perception to notice this?
Do y'all know what a Disney point is, right?
It's open hand, all fingers.
It is open hand, all fingers.
Thumb pointed towards the center of the hand. Hand off tilter. It is the most non-threatening gesture that you could possibly do.
So
I don't know if you raise the arm by 30 degrees,
Wes,
it can be described as something else.
Yeah, exactly.
Wes, for a little bit of clarification, it's also referred to as a knife hand by the Marines, and the reason is it's harder to get one finger broke if it's not sticking out, and a lot easier to hurt people with four fingers than it is one.
Well, I'm not a violent, evil militarist like you, Grave.
As the person from Seattle.
I'm not from Seattle. I'm in Seattle. There's a very big
sorry.
Lives
in
the
Seattle.
person who voluntarily went to go live in the hellhole of Seattle.
It paid well. Leave me alone.
Well, money is
Anyway,
nice.
back to our
DM, would I be able just to see this, or would I have to roll perception to notice if he's pointing at it?
You'd be able to see it. It's a 0 on the perception DC. He's not
okay,
hiding.
If it's available and it from the surroundings, because theater of the mind is I just if available, reach over to grab a chair to allow him to have a seat at the table. Because if he's pointing at us, obviously he wants to talk to us, and somebody sitting down when the rest of the party is sitting down is less threatening than somebody standing up.
So, by the way, Verd, I don't know if just to let you know, my goal to twist this guard around my little finger. To make him believe that I am genuinely trying to root out evil wherever I find it, but also I am not a knight. I am young and inexperienced as well, and I am showing flaws, but I'm also using like trained interrogation tactics and stuff like that. Things that I would know as a bounty hunter and as an assassin under normal circumstances.
Right. Let me.
I just wanted you to know what my intentions were.
Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I'm setting up the map here.
Oh, you're fine.
Quick question for the party while he's setting things up: white cheddar mac and cheese, potato wedges, or mashed potatoes and gravy?
What?
Mashed potatoes and gravy, man.
Yeah, could
What
you
was
do
the
them
first
again?
option?
White cheddar mac and cheese, potato wedges, or mashed potatoes and gravy?
Mashed
Mac
potatoes
and
gravy.
cheese. Mac and
Mashed
cheese.
potatoes
Sorry?
and gravy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the last one. It's the white cheddar.
I guess.
It's racist. You don't use white cheddar.
Oh,
Forget
my
All
God.
right, sorry. Because of the racist comment, I'm going with white cheddar.
Wait.
Whites, yes.
Yeah,
There we go.
apparently I am massively outnumbered when it comes to this. But I mean, mac and cheese
Yeah,
all day, man. Like,
It just
It's
sounds
good,
like
don't
you're
get me
not
wrong,
a.
it's just
Just sounds like you're not a true refined Southern gentleman.
No, because
talking
it's just
about?
mashed potatoes and gravy. It's not loaded mashed potatoes and gravy, and it's not shepherd's pie. Shepherd's pie for the win all day, every day. Did I give you enough of a segue for the for the map setup
sir.
there?
And I do believe I opened up the map setup for you guys now.
Yeah, yes. So I'd just
Nice.
like to pull a chair over, and if there is room or not, I will get up to. Basically, I'm trying to be polite because it's the police, and being polite to police and unthreatening is always a benefit. So I'm taking that tactic. I'll find a way to give us all seats.
simp.
Yes.
Hey, this is why I have never gotten a ticket. So go fuck yourself, because getting clocked at 110 going down the freeway and not getting your car impounded is a feat amongst men.
Man,
Don't
cops
make
roll
me
up
miss
on me.
her.
Gotta be like, shit, I ain't taking that shit, man. Fuck you. Fuck the police, man.
Did you show the police the man boobs?
They're not that big yet, but if they were an option, I would, because speeding tickets are fucking expensive.
All right. Thought.
The thought market is real, and I will capitalize if I can. By the way, if anybody who's hearing this wants feet pics,
Oh my God.
please let me know. I will set up an OnlyFans for
Oh.
pictures of my feet.
Gas the foot fags.
Yeah. Well, we
In
could use them
fact-
as a honeypot, to be honest, to find the foot bags.
Anyway,
No,
guys,
I will not
we're-
gas the foot fags till they are out of money and my OnlyFans runs dry.
Oh my God.
well, gentlemen, if you'll
Anyhow,
excuse me, I have to go vomit.
No, you have to be addressing these people in the room. And
So
telling them that
I'll just
you're researching or investigating.
yeah, I'll just try and make it so they have a place to sit and they can be comfortable or whatnot.
Yes. So you got the wizened gentleman pulling you at a chair. And thank you, Tim, by the way.
No problem.
You're not going to question these gentlemen, Wes, or you still?
Yes, I was typing something at the moment. I apologize.
Type
but
You're just making it take longer.
anyway. So I walk up and I go, good evening, good morning, gentlemen. How are you all doing today?
Doing well, sir. Just finishing up breakfast before I'm off to work in the herbalist's hut. How can we help you?
Well, my name is Timothy Grimshaw. I am working with, and my name is Timothy Grimshaw, and this is Guard Robert. If you don't mind, we would like to ask you a couple of questions about an incident that happened the other day.
All right.
Not a
Um,
problem. Would you like coffee or something? I mean, I haven't paid my bill yet, so if you would like a beverage, coffee,
politely
water.
hold my hand up. None for me. And Robert, would you like anything?
No, sir. I'd be having a flask of water. He slaps a flask by his belt. I already broke my fast before coming here.
All right.
Finger quotes water.
Well, yeah. So we're just. I'm finishing up my meal before I get to work with the alchemist's hut. My companions here. Abner is a traveling preacher who was spreading the good word of
Not
Mitra.
Abner, it's
and-
armor of God Shackleford.
Oh, sorry. My
Not using
mistake.
our real
I
name.
forgot that as a player, not in character. My companion here, Armor of God Shackleford, has been spreading the word of Mitra. And Ragnar Drago, do you have alternate names that I forgot?
We didn't come up with them, but we should note that when Dragnar, when Dragnar,
No. This is my companions, Dragnar and Rago. They have been out.
No.
Hunting.
I was going to say
No. This is it.
No,
Dragnar and Rago.
No, I have to interrupt you about a point of the story. Right now, when we left to go on the hunting trip, we were disguised as differently than when we originally came into the inn with the rest of the party when the party arrived in town. And when we came back, we were still disguised differently than what we originally appeared as. So what we're appearing as now are not the companions that you arrived to town with. As far as you know, you just met us yesterday when we came to the defense of the priest.
Fair. It's I know I came into town looking older than my normal self because I have a younger character than what I am portraying. So it's these two kind gentlemen, Dragnar and Rago, they were out hunting, and when they came back, they saw Armor being assaulted by a dwarf, and very kindly came to his aid. So the least I figured I could do was pay for their breakfast this morning. By the way, I am Joey, and I'm just a traveling. I'll be a bit late for my age, but an apprentice alchemist. I used to do some other work when I was younger.
I understand. So you say that I look at Dragnar and Ragu or whatever their names are.
Ragu.
Oh yeah,
Ragu, that's even
totally.
better.
Sounds fucking Japanese.
Ragu.
No, ragu is a brand of spaghetti sauce in the U.S.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, it's a different kind of sauce in this campaign.
God damn it. But yes.
Hold on one second. Sorry, give me just one.
All right. So after this interrogation is done, I suggest we disguise ourselves as a pair of guards and go and shave a dwarf.
So out of out of session, so maybe before he got here is I have a plan for getting shaved dwarves where they will shave themselves for us.
It would shave himself. Okay.
It's very devious, but if somebody's walking in on two people holding down and shaving a dwarf, it's probably going to be a noisy application. Whereas a dwarf
plan,
shaving
isn't it?
himself will be quiet and somber.
I would suggest that making a ruckus is exactly what we want to do.
Oh, I think you two can help facilitate that ruckus very easily. At the same time, dwarves are shaving themselves and then
You know
being very heretical in a public light.
Okay, so which one of you were Ragu?
what? I think that's Drago.
Drago is Ragu, and you're
Yeah. Dragnar.
What was it? Dragnar.
Yeah. Dragnar and Ragu. Oh, god damn it.
I come from a long line of sauce makers. It's his proud name.
Well, I mean, all this does is this takes the cannon, flips it on its head, and the Brokeback Barbarian is called that because he breaks the back. Not his back is broken.
And what was Abner's silly name again? It was
Armor of God
Shackleford.
Yes, Armor of God Shackleford. It's like a rusty Shackleford, but without the trombone.
Fuck. But by the way, I will just have you know that the sauce is put on the spaghetti.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
Ragu.
just as a sidebar, I can never eat ragu
Okay.
because
Oh yeah, that's awful.
no, do y'all
You're Italian. You're not
Ragu.
supposed to.
in Sicilian culture, at least what I have experienced, ragu is a slang word
Oh.
and
Yeah.
doesn't mean sauce.
Please enlighten us.
Do you really want to know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious now.
This sounds like RP appropriate content. Yes.
Ragu is what is colloquially called you. So okay, the origin of it is a thick meat sauce. Okay, that is what ragu means.
Mhm.
What
Mhm.
the slang is,
Well, I think I can see where this is going.
well, let's just say she's on her ragu, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
Ooh.
You call a ragu is a particularly heavy flow day, if you know what I mean. That is what that has meant for a very long time in Sicilian culture.
Nice.
Well,
In any case-
I'm glad to see the Moorish influence taking place.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyhow.
I'm sorry. I just want to chunky period the barbarian. Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Anyway, you're inquisiting a bunch of ragamuffins or
Yes,
whatever.
I was about to say.
Sorry.
I was about to recognize the good squire and say, "Ah, yes, good squire, welcome be thee," and make all sorts of holy gestures and nod sagely and blessings be upon you. Blessed be the Lord. May He make your hands swift and prepare your fingers for battle.
And
And I go, and to you, sir, may I know your name?
Good sir. I am Armor of God Shackleford, traveling confessor for hire.
You're a confessor.
Professor Ryer.
Yes, that is my profession by trade. by vocation.
Really?
More of a passion, really.
And I kind of narrow my eyes a little bit, and I go, "You wouldn't happen to know anything about the incident that happened yesterday, would you?"
Robert's
You'll have
looks
to be a
aside
bit more
to,
specific, good sir. The Lord works many wonders in my life. I scarcely have time to recall all them all. All of them are miraculous.
I go, the altercation that happened between a priest, a dwarf, and I non-confrontationally point at Ragu and Dragnar, and I go, these two gentlemen.
Sound cut out?
Nope. Hello?
Hello?
yeah.
Last little bit of what you were saying cut off.
It's Ragu, Dragnar, and he said these two gentlemen.
Yeah. I point at Ragu and Dragnar, and I say, these two gentlemen.
Ah, yes, that unfortunate incident. Well, you see, good sir, I was returning from both of the shrines in the city after a ritual purification and healthy tithing, only to be accosted in the alleyway by an very, shall we say, small pile of miserable deeds, who, upon having done something ne'er-do-well that the ne'er-do-well such as him do, I imagine, was in a very quick hurry, called me a lanky piece of, I shall not repeat that part, and then pushed me into the middens quite brusquely, and then left about his way. Upon entering the establishment, I came to raise the alarm that there was someone in the streets behaving as such, only to be further accosted by yet a slightly taller pile of miserable deeds. And words were exchanged. Generally, I wished him well in the service of Mitra, and to hope that he found his way to the wonderful light that is our Lord. He did not take this very well, and decided that he would like to test the, shall we say, patience of one of the faithful in a very physical manner.
And I kind of look at you and I go, so you are the priest that was assaulted the other day.
I presume that someone could phrase it as such, but as the Lord says, if a man should strike thee, turn the other cheek. Emphasis on the man.
Indeed. And to save my brain, Verd, I will go ahead and say that Corinne's character and I proceed to quote the verses of Mitra at each other for a few moments.
Oh, all right. Do you know the verses of Mitra being a foreigner?
Well, I was taught the ways of Mitra and Asmodeus by a succubus demon. I certainly hope I know the basics.
You were taught the ways of Asmodeus by the succubus demon. I don't know about Mitra.
Well, he was around me long enough to basically pick up some of it, and he's a bard. He can half-ass fake it good enough.
Okay, all right. Let's say you can.
Yeah,
unless the guard wants to roll like lore religion or something like that's not in the book.
Stop giving the DM ideas, correct?
I was going to request a roll of someone, but it wasn't Roberts.
So I nod. I nod and I go, very good. Thank you, Inquisitor Shackelford. You've been exceptionally helpful. What?
Confessor.
Oh, confessor. Confessor Shackleford. You've been exceptionally helpful. And I look towards the two slabs of meat that are holding hands at the table. And I go, good sirs, I would like to know your side of the story. What did you see exactly?
Well, we come into town. We were out in the wilderness hunting wolves. We had a successful hunt, and we come in, stop at this fine inn for some food in the morning. And as soon as I walk through the door, what do I see but this intoxicated little dwarf, and he's assaulting this fine priest of Mitra. And I'm not always the best servant of Mitra that I could be. I admit this, but I see a true priest of Mitra being attacked, and so I come to his defense and try to pull this little screaming angry ball off of him, and then all the other dwarves around, they surround us and they start attacking us too. So we defend ourselves, but as soon as the guards that were in there tell us to stop, I stop.
Then the other dwarves came.
And you said you were out hunting, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And where did you sell your deer pelts at?
They were wolf pelts, not deer pelts, but we sold them up the street.
Street, you say?
So a little further up the road here.
Outside of game, you actually sold wolf pelts, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm assuming you just tell me where you sold the wolf pelts?
Yeah.
Okay. And I go, oh, very good, interesting. Very well. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. Your information has been very, very helpful. I assume that all of you will be staying in town for the next couple of days.
Yes. Yes, good squire. I'll give him my room number and say I should be here for the foreseeable time being. There's much I can learn from the local alchemists. If you ever need anything, I'll probably be at the herbalist's hut, or in my room. I think we may go off getting some new supplies soon, but the herbalist should be able to tell you if that is the case.
Well, thank you very much, Joey. And Ragu, Dragnar, and I bow slightly in respect. Confessor Shackleford. Until I am sure our paths will cross again soon.
Yes, it was very good to meet you. Good night.
Ragu, we're just having breakfast.
No, I mean,
so,
and he is good.
He's a good knight. So that's often not how we use the phrase. Please forgive my friend.
As they talk amongst themselves, Robert and I begin to walk away. I go, I don't know about you, Robert, but if that was the priest or confessor, rather, that was attacked by the dwarves, it seems like he is pretty legitimate, if you ask me. What is your take on the good confessor?
I never heard of a confessor for hire.
Well, the relative minutiae of local cultures may have different titles, but in the end, a priest is a priest, and it seems that Father Shackleford knew the word of Mitra, and seems to be rather zealotous towards the enforcement of her laws. So I would, unless you believe otherwise, I believe it would be appropriate for us to believe that Shackelford is indeed a priest.
Is it not his laws, though?
Say that again.
You referred to Mitra as her when it's a he.
Oh, sorry.
I'm going to have you
come on.
roll a bluff check for that one.
Come on, man. Don't give me shit.
You have a good bluff roll. You can do this.
If you accept the role,
Squire
and
Timothy
you
is from a
succeed-
very progressive cult of Mitra that believes in that you cannot truly know Mitra's pronouns because Mitra is pangender.
Don't give me shit, Bird. Come on.
I was just going to say, if you accept the role and you succeed, there's one more convert to Asmodeus.
Really gonna make me roll that?
I am very tempted, but no.
Like,
Though I really should.
oh, I'm
Crazy.
sorry, Verd. I didn't know you cared so much about pronouns. I'll be sure to order a they them fucking sweatshirt or whatever. Shut up. I'm tired.
How many times do you
But,
refer to our benevolent wizard overlord as she?
all right. This can easily be settled by the next live stream for Wes to refer to our wizard as a female. Okay,
Yes.
we're settled. Moving on.
Yeah.
Right. So you asserted that a true and proper priest like Kryn would never do anything wrong, correct? That is where that line of thought was leading.
No, just Father Shackelford seems to know the word of Mitra, and as far as I can tell up to this point, is a legitimate priest. You don't know those, like it's not like the average person would not be able to like call upon the quotes of Mitra offhand like that so fast. And while he definitely does have a eccentricity to him, there's no reason to believe that this person is a vagabond or a
Pretend.
or a bandit of some kind disguising himself as a priest.
Just so just drawing on Abner's history as an inquisitor to say possesses the necessary credentials.
Yes, basically. Uh,
So
basically, I'm trying to low key without being blatant, convince this guy that Corinne is on the level. That at least it seems to me and my interpretation that this person is on the level. So I can roll diplomacy or something like that.
certainly you can roll diplomacy to convince this guy. All
You all right, Bird?
let's see. Yeah, sorry, I was typing something.
You're good. You're good.
And yes, that passes for convincing him. So Robert then moves on the conversation. So what shall we next? Let me move the characters so it's not like you're saying this next to them. What shall we next investigate?
Well, I believe we should. Who's this guy?
Who's what guy?
The guy that I'm highlighting on the screen.
Oh, that the dwarf?
Yes, that would be Barnabas. This is Barnabas. This is, you've not met him personally. You have not introduced yourself. But that would be one of the captains.
I look around and I notice is Barnabas with any of the other dwarves?
There's a dwarf next to him, yes. It may be hard to see because he's so short, but right there.
I look around
He's
and I go,
actually under the counter, but still sitting on the stool.
I look around and I go, I kind of subtly guide Robert's notice over to the bar, and I go, those dwarves over there. Do you recognize any of them?
Yes, sir. The one on the right is Barnabas Eisenbach, the head engineer.
The one in question.
I would believe so, sir.
That is good to know. I believe we should. I believe we should ask him. We should gather all sides of the story before we start making opinions, of course. So let us make our way over there.
All right, so walking over there. Yep.
And I go, pardon the interruption, Sir Dwarf. Your name is Barnabas Eisenbach. Is that true? Eisenbach, sorry.
Yeah, he turns around in his stool with his quarter or his mostly eaten breakfast on the table for him. He says, "Depends who's asking."
I look at the breakfast and I go, sincere apologies, sir. If you would wish to finish your meal, I do have. My name is Timothy Grimshaw, and I'm working with the guards to investigate a slight incident that happened the other day. At your convenience, I would like to ask you a couple of questions concerning said incident. If you wish, we can wait until after your meal is over.
He stares at Cranston for a moment, then lets out a grumbling sigh before pushing away from the table. After I eat, I have to head up to the tower anyway, so you ask your questions here.
I nod and I go, thank you very much for the kindness. According to several witnesses, there was a altercation that happened between yourself, a priest, and two gentlemen travelers. We would like to hear your side of the story about what happened.
You're supposed to be investigating for Asmodeans, but instead you're investigating a bar fight. Anyway,
That's part of the investigation, smart guy. I am only telling certain people that I'm investigating as. Yes, I'm going to go after the person. Yeah, hold on, real quick. Think about this from the perspective of the guard, who's guiding me. If I go up to the person who I obviously suspect is an Asmodeus worshiper, and I go, "Hello, person I'm suspecting as an Asmodeus worshiper. I'm investing Asmodeus worship. Are you an Asmodeus worshiper?"
I mean, it's worked a few times, hasn't it? I mean, they're not Soviets after all. You can probably just ask straight up.
Yes, how are you now, or have you ever been associated with the Communist Party?
All right, so tangent aside,
Yes.
he answers.
There's a certain level of subtlety in this performance, son, and I want you to appreciate it.
But I mean, you could have gone directly to the dwarves' quarters after asking for Barhold's permission to check the
Subtlety,
room.
son. Subtlety. Work the
I
room.
Religious people.
Has anything up to this point been subtle?
Exactly.
The point. I'm trying to introduce him. Subtlety. I'm a bard. I talk. That's what I'm doing. Jesus Christ.
Okay. But he explains about the. I'm just going to use a shorthand because this story has been retold about 5 times now. He does explain about the perspective of a dwarf disguised Corinne smuggling alcohol to him from a bag. He paid money up front. He walked away, and he was across the bridge when he noticed that the fire whiskey given to him has been disappeared from his bag. So seeing that he might have been swindled by a wazik or whatever the proper dwarven insult for a magic user is, he came back here, started looking around for what where that smuggler had gone, and moments later there was the priest that came in with mud on his clothes and shouting all manner of filth at him. Barnabas apparently, no, was it Barnabas? No, Barnabas is the guy that's talking. Donegan was trying to intervene peacefully, but Shackelford said one word too many and got a well-deserved socking. And then, of course, there was the guys that tried to sucker punch him from behind and did not do so well in the fight, and that's when all the chaos occurred.
So, if you don't mind, have you ever seen the dwarf that sold you the alcohol before?
Not around these parts. He was wearing a hood over most of his face, though.
And how many dwarves are in this township? About. No need for an answer.
Hundreds. I'm guessing.
And seeing as your social stature, I assume you have others of your people approach you regularly.
Some of the times I'm no leader or something.
And you say that the alcohol that you purchased from the dwarf that you never saw before disappeared, you say?
Aye.
And as did the dwarf that sold it to you.
Apparently. Thought he was a general trader from out of town.
Interesting. General trader that just decided to sell you one container of alcohol.
A bottle of rare stuff, yes.
Ah, rare stuff. Expensive, I take it.
Worth much gold.
About how much gold did you pay for it?
25 coins. Gold.
25. Gold coins. Very interesting. And I take it the person the gold disappeared along with the individual and the alcohol as well.
I'd assume the gold is with the person that stole the alcohol. Or,
Of course. And because of the disappearance of your gold, the merchant, and the alcohol, you decided to come back into this establishment and started inquiring as to the location of said trader.
That is so.
And were there any other of your ilk, engineers, craftsmen, or other bar patrons or passers-by on the street that saw said tradesman, saw said trader who sold you the expensive alcohol?
He seems a bit disgruntled at the wording you provided to him, but he says, "Remind me, Corinne, you left out the front with the dwarf guys." Corinne,
You there?
Sorry, I was shoving my face.
It's
What was you
perfectly
asking?
fine.
did you leave out the front of the inn with the dwarf guys?
I'm still hanging around, probably wherever Graves at.
No. I mean,
probably reading scripture.
the morning before, because we're incredibly scrutinizing this one moment.
Oh, I'm doing it for a reason. I'm sorry, but I'm doing it for a reason.
You know what? For the purposes of saying this, yes, he did go out the front of the bar. Apparently, someone saw the dwarf.
Okay.
But they didn't see him in the town.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I went out to be seen, and went down the alley, and then disappeared down the alley, and came back out as Abner.
Okay. So other people can corroborate the sale of said alcohol.
I would believe the Father Donegan saw, as well as many others in the bar.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time. Good Sir Eisenbach. Please don't let me take any more of your time. You have yourself a very good day.
He grumbles and turns back to his meal. You as well.
And I walk over to I walk back over like kind of in between the bartender, like maybe over here or something, away from prying ears.
Onto the stage.
Shut up.
Away from prying ears, right next to this microphone here.
Onto the stage, my normal setting as a bard.
Exactly. Old habits and all that. And I say with hushed tones to Robert, and I go, anything about that have a bit of an odor to you?
Aside from him being a dwarf, I
smile
exactly
slightly.
Say so.
Go. I smile slightly and I go, I apologize. A local colloquialism of mine. Does anything seem a bit off in terms of his story, inconsistencies wise?
That a dwarf had disappeared after selling him illicit liquor.
That a trader that no one else traded with came into the bar, sold him some alcohol, left, and then that alcohol magically disappeared, along with any other evidence that that this instance barely even happened, and then this man attacks a priest in broad daylight, filled with rage and anger, and everyone seems to be fine with it. It's a bit odd, a bit off.
A little bit out of character. It is a wondrous thing that the booze sold to the dwarf, according to the lore, causes them to go into a berserker rage. Anyone who drinks it upon drinking.
I would have to have people roll knowledge alcoholism for that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, he came back in a rage, and that's what happened.
So, I believe it's time to take our investigation to the next step. If you could talk with Barhold for me, and get us permission to go to the upstairs rooms when Eisenbach leaves.
I suppose I can do that for you lot. Give me a moment then. He says, and then he moves over to the counter to talk with the
and I go, I tap him by his shoulder and I go, subtly. Subtlety is key.
He looks at Cranston for a moment, then nods his head, then goes over to the. Is this where you tap him another time? No.
And also get me a beer.
And then the fourth
some
time,
eggs.
What's taking you so long?
No, like and some eggs. Oh,
It's taking you so
ketchup.
It's
Taking so long.
All right,
Make that 4 hard boiled.
All right,
Soft
so
boiled, so you can complain about him being not just right.
all right, so that happens, and the Barnabas and the dwarves start slowly filtering out of the. What's happening here? Slowly filter out of the inn.
And by the way, at this point,
off of Ragnar's face.
at this point, if y'all wanna switch over to the other characters, I know I've been kind of taking center stage for a bit too long. I don't want to take over the entire section.
Oh, it's only been 2 hours. It's okay.
I'm sorry. I basically did nothing for the last 2 sessions. You can hush.
Oh, I know.
You mean the last 10 sessions?
Yeah.
Sorry. The point where the point where there's a lot of talking, the guy who talks does a lot. I'm sorry. Guy who swings heavy, sharp things at the bad guys. Jesus.
I just winding you up a little bit.
Hey, to be fair, he swings it at the good guys. This is a lawfully
That's true. Grave, that is a good point. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ragnar. You swing heavy, sharp things at the good guys. My mistake.
They're not gonna swing everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Drago feels heavy thing. Drago now ragu.
The only heavy thing I really feel is heavy thing in the
Drago only pawn in Game of Life. Anyway.
Perfect.
Drago only on in Game of Pants.
Okay. All right. So we got the schemers at the table. Anything of note you guys doing, or are you gonna split off?
All right.
And,
So is everybody else out of earshot?
I mean, Cranston is, yeah.
No, I mean any other patrons at the bar. Are they out of earshot?
15 feet. So yeah, you can probably safely whisper.
All right. I will whisper to the rest of the party and say, this evening, when we retire back to our rooms, I have a plan for everybody to be able to have quite a bit of fun. And it won't be our fault in any way.
Does it involve you killing yourself?
It does not involve me killing myself, but it involves the appearance of others killing themselves. Or, without the right abilities, people will watch others killing themselves. But with regards to that, unfortunately, I have made a commitment at the herbalist's hut, so I must be off to go to work now, and am working at the herbalist's hut. My goal, I guess, for the past 3 days and continuing on is to, if need be, forego pay, but to acquire the
knowledge.
Not a knowledge, but yeah, I will sell knowledge for other alchemist secrets, but I want to get the maximum amount of black powder or gunpowder I am capable of, and if not in its final form, the ingredients to make it, because it will be useful later.
That's probably worth more than your pay if working as a apprentice alchemist.
Well, no,
most you'd be able to afford a pouch full.
Well, even a pouch full is fine. Black powder is what I am after, and if my herbalist is looking for specific things that might be in short supply, my response is the preacher that I have come up to town with, and our new friend seemed to be rather skilled in obtaining materials. So I will try and take that as yeah, we're going to go get it. You're going to get a great deal on the price because you're already paying me, and then you'll get things you need. And in the meantime, maybe we can off this group of archers. So I'm out and I'm off to work, but later in the evening, I do have a plan I would like to discuss with the party.
Okay, so you inform them of that.
So, okay.
Anything that the confessor and the tall gentleman holding hands underneath the table are doing.
We should disguise ourselves as guards and shave a dwarf.
I think I'll actually go look for someone to help confess. Someone who's in dire need of confession.
I think as good servants of Mitra, Ragu, and Dragnar should accompany the priest as bodyguards to protect
Confessor's assistants.
Confessor Shackleford from these heathen dwarves that seem to have beset the town.
Yes.
Okay, so guess you'll roam the streets looking for trouble, essentially. Let's have you roll a perception check to see how well you do with that.
We should be able to find trouble or create our own, I suppose. There we go.
Jesus Christ, 2 20s? Good thing nat
Holy
20s
shit.
don't count for much.
The one time I roll a natural 20 and it's for something. Every other time it's natural ones.
No, Tim is natural ones.
Wow. Shit happens.
Anyway, so you can find a troubled-looking person. This person would be a. Let's roll for your standard luck.
How do I roll?
Okay,
for
so you've.
standard luck? Oh, you did.
Yes, I'm rolling on a mental table of 100 results. One being something terrible, 100 being like something worthwhile and useful. But what you find is a troubled-looking elvish woman near the barrister's family, barrister family tailor. It takes little convincing for her to go to a Mitrin confession. Are you going to do a real confession, or is this going to be a torture session?
Why
A
not
little bit
both?
A, a little bit of B. Are they not? Is it not a Mitrin elf? Is it a foreign elf or something? Or
The elf is indeed a foreigner, but she is very receptive to being to treating with Mitrins.
Ooh, confess me harder, Daddy.
Now go cuck the male elf.
You don't know what her age is.
Well,
You don't know if she's married.
okay. How old is
Okay,
the
but the short of it, I'm not going to talk about this. The short of it is that there are family troubles in the Barrister family. These things have little to do with your current mission or any dwarven angle, so I'm going to just say that to shorten this exchange. I'm certain you can find other secrets if you treat her more roughly in a private setting. Okay. And briefly, because I think we should be ending here shortly, because we've spent near 3 hours on this, I think. Is that right, Jack?
2.5, or just shy of 2.5.
Yeah, just shy of 2.5. So Wes, what are you planning for the next session, essentially?
Well, we're gonna be. Sorry, minor mic issue.
No problem.
I plan on searching the room, and remind me what. Shit, hang on. God damn it. Piece of shit. I am retarded. Give me just a moment.
Okay,
I'm
glad
You're
that,
excused.
Jack has caught
I'm
that
kind of
voice. Yeah.
No. This silver Asmodean symbol I have in my in my my larger inventory here. That what I plan on doing is basically planting that in with the with the gear of the dwarves when I search for stuff. That's basically what I plan on doing.
All right.
If
I'm not hearing your question.
I have a question, Wes. If that's what you want to do during your investigation, and
among other things.
but and the rest of the primary party doesn't have major things to do today, Do we want to just run through that, and then I can
Yes, well, I'll
dole out plan, and that way we have something hard to hit in with next episode.
I'll end it off after the dwarf room, quote unquote, investigation. So, did you have a question for me, Wes, or did you want to continue on to that?
Oh, I thought the session was ending.
Shortly, yes.
We got like 30 minutes, right? 15 to 30 minutes for an investigation into the dwarf room.
5 to 10 minutes, unless Wes really invents up some story things. There's not going to be much.
I mean, if you don't mind indulging me the next session, Verd, I would like to. I would like to proselytize and stuff like that.
Okay, all right.
You know that.
Right,
If you don't want me to do that, I won't. Of course.
All right.
But, you know.
Then we'll end it here. So we have a longer period of time devoted to the newer developments.
Does anybody else have anything they want to do before, other than that, before our evening meeting with the rest of the party, other than Wes? Because I'd like to dole out my plan so we all have at least a immediate goal or contradiction on what's going on.
No, we're doing a cliffhanger. Jack, go ahead and cut off the recording after this. Thank you guys for showing up to episode 15 of Wave the Wicked, and thank you people in Discord for making such a good showing tonight. Actually, like 4 people, not including Jack.
Yeah, we got Twisted, Silly, Jack, Generic, and El Presidente Elect Harry Clinic or Harry Cynic.
Harry Clinic? What the fuck?
Well,
No, Harry Clinic.
Well, I mean, with as cynical as he's been, he needs a clinic. Okay.
Jack, you and me were both communists in this RP, okay?
And
I am not a communist in this RP, to be confirmed.
Jack, so did we just dox you? I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to go try to find someone to confess. And if it's an elven woman with problems with her family, I was going to sit there and try to find out if there's any way I could twist this into either A, making a spectacle that everyone in town will talk about, or B, find some way to drum up some sort of incitement towards it's the humans' fault. It's all their fault.
We'll go over this in next session. I'm trying to sign off right now. All right, so yes, we show up every Saturday at a indeterminate time in the middle of the day for reasonable folks, because we still have to figure that out apparently.
Hey,
And
Eastern time is 3 hours ahead of Pacific time. Fuck your random area that doesn't use daylight savings.
okay, daylight savings time is totally needed. We do this either on my YouTube channel at Verdant Agent or on the Discord at discord.oozlu.net without any latency and probably less volume issues. I do recommend people show up on time for Saturdays at on the Discord.
Yeah, and you can hang out with all of us before and after. We do a bunch of stuff on the Discord. Come on over and join.
Yes, you can see all the cool people and memes that we have to share, and Wes,
and the copious amounts of autism, just dripping with autism.
There's no autism in Boston today. All right, thank you, thank you.
Have a good day, everyone.
Good night.